Have you ever heard of the law of reversed effort? The harder you try, the worse it gets. It's a concept that seems counterintuitive at first, but it's one that was deeply ingrained in the philosophy of a legendary figure from the annals of Japanese history. His name was Miyamoto Musashi, and he was not just any samurai. He was a master swordsman, a strategist, an artist, and a philosopher whose teachings continue to resonate today. Musashi's life was a testament to the paradoxical nature of effort and outcome. He was a ronin, a samurai without a master, who spent his life wandering, learning, and honing his skills. Despite his lack of formal education, Musashi penned the Book of Five Rings, a text that has since become a classic, not just in martial arts, but in business strategy and personal development. But let's focus on this puzzling principle that Musashi often emphasized: the law of reversed effort. It's a concept that suggests that the more desperately we try to achieve something, the more elusive it becomes. It's like trying to remember a dream. The harder you strain your mind to recall it, the quicker it slips away. Or consider the act of falling asleep. The more you try to force sleep, the more awake you become. Musashi believed that the key to mastery, whether in swordsmanship or life, was not in straining for it, but in achieving a state of relaxed focus, where the body and mind are in harmony. This philosophy was reflected in his unique two-sword style of fighting, where he wielded both his katana and wakizashi simultaneously, a method that required not just physical prowess, but a calm, centered mind. In the world of Miyamoto Musashi, effort and outcome were not always linear companions. It's a concept that challenges our conventional understanding of achievement, but offers a unique perspective on the path to mastery. It's the paradoxical samurai's way, a philosophy that continues to intrigue and inspire. So are you ready to delve deeper into the teachings of the paradoxical samurai? Musashi was not only a master swordsman, but also a profound philosopher. His philosophy, though rooted in the heat of combat, transcends the battlefield and finds relevance in various aspects of life. At the heart of Musashi's teachings is the concept of effort. Now, the common narrative we've heard is that the more effort you put in, the more rewards you reap. But Musashi, in his wisdom, flips this idea on its head. He proposes that there exists a rhythm to effort, a delicate balance that needs to be maintained. Overdoing, overthinking, or forcing things to happen can often obstruct the path to mastery. Consider the act of wielding a sword. If a swordsman tenses up and exerts too much force, his movements become rigid and predictable, leaving him vulnerable to attack. On the other hand, if he is relaxed and in tune with the rhythm of the fight, his movements flow naturally, allowing him to react swiftly and effectively. This is a metaphor Musashi extends to all areas of life. The essence of Musashi's philosophy is not about inaction or lack of effort. It's about understanding that there is a point where additional effort doesn't translate to better results. It's about recognizing that forcing things, overthinking, or obsessing over outcomes can create an unnecessary struggle, blocking the path to success. Musashi's teachings encourage us to find our rhythm, to understand when to push and when to let go, to learn how to harness our effort effectively. It's about cultivating an awareness, a sensitivity to the flow of life and our place within it. Musashi's philosophy is a call to introspection, a challenge to reassess our understanding of effort and success. It's a reminder that the path to mastery is not a straight line, not a relentless uphill climb. It's a dance, a rhythm, a balance between action and rest, effort and ease. Musashi's teachings remind us that the path to mastery is not always about pushing harder, but rather understanding the rhythm of effort. It's about knowing when to act and when to wait, when to push and when to pull back. It's about finding your flow and moving with it, not against it. In his renowned work, The Book of Five Rings, Musashi codified his philosophy. This timeless piece of literature, penned by the samurai himself, is a fusion of martial arts, wisdom, and life philosophy, inextricably intertwined in a poetic dance of words. The Book of Five Rings is ingeniously segmented into 5 chapters, each representative of an element: earth, water, fire, wind, and void. These aren't just elements in the traditional sense, but rather they are metaphors, carrying a weight of wisdom within them. Let's delve a bit deeper. The Earth chapter, for instance, lays the groundwork of Musashi's strategy, forming the basis for all that follows. It's about understanding the terrain, not just of the battlefield, but also the landscape of our lives. Then we have water. It symbolizes adaptability, fluidity, and the ability to change form in response to the environment. Just as water flows around rocks, we too must learn to adapt and navigate around the obstacles life throws our way. Next, we encounter fire. This represents the heat of battle, the fierce intensity and aggression needed in combat. But it's also a metaphor for the passion and drive required to pursue our goals, to fight our battles, be they on the field or in the office. Wind, on the other hand, is about influence and trends. It teaches us to be aware of the larger forces at play, both in martial arts and in life. It's about understanding the societal norms that shape our world and how to move with them, or against them, depending on the circumstance. Finally, the void. This is the realm of the spiritual, the realm of the unknown. It's about embracing uncertainty, about being comfortable in the not knowing and finding peace in it. And so the Book of Five Rings becomes more than a manual on martial arts. It morphs into a guide to understanding the paradoxical nature of effort and success. It's about understanding that sometimes trying too hard can lead to failure, while at other times, effortless action leads to victory. As with all paradoxes, it's about finding balance and understanding that the key to success often lies in the most unexpected places. The Book of Five Rings is more than a manual on martial arts. It's a guide to understanding the paradoxical nature of effort and success. Musashi's philosophy is not restricted to samurais or martial artists. It's a guide to life. So let's delve into how his teachings can be applied to our everyday existence. Firstly, consider Musashi's precept of do nothing, which is of no use. This can be a beacon for personal growth. In a world of constant distractions, it's easy to lose sight of what's truly important. Musashi encourages us to focus on actions that add value to our lives and to discard the rest. This principle, when applied, can lead to a more meaningful and purposeful life. Now, let's move on to learning new skills. Musashi believed that to master any craft, one must understand its rhythm. Whether it's learning to play the piano, coding a new software, or mastering a foreign language, there's a rhythm to it. It's not about rushing through the process, but rather about understanding the pulse of your learning journey. This principle teaches us that patience and persistence are key to mastering any skill. Next, let's tackle challenges. When faced with adversity, Musashi's teachings advise us to maintain a steady mind. He said, "In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity." This can be interpreted as a call to remain calm and composed during challenging times. It's about seeing the opportunity in adversity and using it as a stepping stone for growth. And finally, let's touch upon the concept of balanced effort. Musashi's philosophy of the harder you try, the worse it gets, also known as the law of reversed effort, teaches us the importance of balance. It's about understanding when to exert effort and when to step back. It's about not forcing things, but instead allowing them to unfold naturally. This principle can be applied in various areas of life, from relationships to career goals. In conclusion, Musashi's teachings, while rooted in the world of samurais, offer timeless wisdom for personal growth and self-improvement. His philosophy encourages us to focus on the essential, understand the rhythm of our efforts, face challenges with a steady mind, and strike a balance in our efforts. Musashi teaches us to understand the rhythm of our efforts and to know when to push and when to let go. The essence of Musashi's philosophy lies in understanding the rhythm of life. The samurai sword is not merely a weapon, it is a metaphor for life. The rhythm of the blade, the ebb and flow of combat. These are echoes of the cycles of existence. Miyamoto Musashi, one of the most revered samurais in history, understood this. He encapsulated his wisdom in the Book of Five Rings, a text that transcends the battlefield and resonates with the challenges of our everyday lives. In essence, Musashi's philosophy revolves around the concept of mushin, or no mind. It is about achieving a state of spontaneity where actions flow naturally without the interference of conscious thought. This is where we find the paradox of the law of reversed effort. The harder we consciously try to do something, the more our efforts can hinder us. It is like trying to catch a ball. The more we focus on the act of catching, the more likely we are to miss. But if we simply respond to the ball's trajectory, we catch it with ease. Musashi's teachings remind us that life is not a battle to be won through brute force or sheer willpower, but a rhythm to be understood and flowed with. His philosophy is not about striving for victory, but about striving for understanding, for harmony, for balance. It is about recognizing that sometimes the most effective action is inaction. In the realm of the samurai, this could mean the difference between life and death. In our lives, it can mean the difference between stress and peace, between frustration and fulfillment. It is a philosophy that encourages us to step back, to observe, to understand, and then to act, not out of desperation, but out of understanding. So, as we navigate the complexities and challenges of our lives, let us remember the wisdom of Musashi. Let us remember that our greatest victories are not achieved through force, but through understanding. Let us remember that sometimes trying less can accomplish more. In the words of Musashi, do nothing which is of no use. It's not about trying harder, but about trying smarter.